Welcome to Dunder Data Python Challenge number 2. These are daily exercises to challenge your Python skills. You can take all of the challenges at python.dunderdata.com. In the previous video, a naive solution was shown, and in this video, a much more clever one will be used. Let's go ahead and look at the challenge again. Given any number of list of integers, return the list with the largest total. The naive solution is an iterative one and is still shown here below. I'm going to go ahead and delete this and start our code right here. So believe it or not, this challenge is solvable in a single line of code. We can immediately begin with a return statement and use the max built-in function, passing it in the list variable. List is a tuple of lists of integers, so this max function is getting a bunch of lists and returning one of them. This isn't the correct code, but I want to discuss exactly what Python does whenever you pass in the max built-in function a bunch of lists. It's not intuitive to me what the max function would return if it receives a tuple of lists, but it does have a set of rules that it follows. Let's take a look at this simple example down here where we have two lists. Python will look at the first value in each list and compare them. Whichever list has the greatest value in that first position is considered to be the maximum. So in this example, the maximum list is the second one. Let's go ahead and execute this cell so that we can use our function and that verify that the second list is considered the maximum for Python. This is not the result we want. We want the list that produces the maximum total. And in that case, it is 1, 5, which has a total of 6. 9, 10, and negative 20 has a total of negative 1. Thankfully, Python gives us a way to change the rules of how it evaluates the maximum. We can set the key parameter to a function that will be passed each individual list, and the result of that function will be used in determining the maximum. So in this case, we will set the key parameter to the built-in sum function, which will be passed each individual list. So we can take the sum of each individual list, and whichever list has the maximum sum, that is what we will consider as the maximum list. So we are changing the rules of the max function by setting this key parameter here to some other function which must return just another result. So let's go ahead and re-execute this code cell, and then we can execute this cell again to see that now the maximum list is correctly chosen as 1, 5. Let's pass in some more data here so you can see some different examples. So of course, if we just choose a list here that has much higher values, it should choose that one as the maximum. And just have something that is not quite as high, we can see that it still chooses this one as the maximum. So it looks like our function is working. And what you could do one more time here is just to use this assert statement. This will just return or raise an error if your code is incorrect. And if not, it'll show you that it is passed. So if nothing happens, then it is passing. So that is the clever solution to Dunder Data Challenge number 2. Very short amount of code. Just have to make sure to use the key parameter to change the behavior of how Python inherently sorts and figures out what the maximum is. If you like this challenge and are looking for more exercises, then you can check out my books and courses at dunderdata.com. I have a comprehensive path for mastering both Python and Pandas to produce trusted results. Here are some of my books and courses right here: Exercise Python, Master Data Analysis with Python, and Build an Interactive Data Analytics Dashboard with Python. So there are hundreds of exercises, all with detailed solutions and many projects as well.